as a follow-up to the finger substitution exercise, which was something like this. And then going through all the fingers. And then coming down as well. So the thumb is substituting with all the other fingers, and we're maintaining a rounded hand shape and avoiding tension, excess tension, I should say, in everywhere, especially in the thumb. So that other video is there to check out and to practice that. In this exercise that we can do, it's really about trying to develop the sense of rotation at the keyboard. And it's very important to keep in mind that even though when we talk about different aspects of piano playing, we may divide things. We may say, well, you know, the finger movement or the weight of the arm or moving the arm or, you know, rotating this way, that way. But in reality, there's no such thing as real separation when you play the piano. Everything works together to, when you play the piano, the whole body has to function and in the right way together to produce a good result. So you're never just doing one thing usually. Usually when we play, we're always incorporating the whole body really. So keep that in mind. But we'll focus more on rotation. So keeping in mind the rounded hand shape that we worked on in the finger substitution exercise, we can practice rotating the thumb with every other finger. So it looks something like this. I'll demonstrate in the right hand. And in the left hand, it'll look something like this. So it looks something like that. So we alternate the thumb with every other finger. We kind of go up the 5-finger pattern and come back down. So what are we trying to do here physically? What we're trying to do is avoid really finger movements. So I'm not trying to move my fingers. I'm actually keeping them quite still. They're not moving much, if at all. And I'm trying to play the notes, not with the individual finger movement, but through the rotation of my arm. So to demonstrate what individual finger movement, which again could be a different exercise to develop more finger coordination, it might be something like this, where I move the fingers up and bring them back down. You see, I'm lifting my fingers, right? Lifting. So that would be a different exercise. Right? So I'm lifting the fingers a little high and then striking down. That would be a different exercise. Okay, so that's what individual finger movement looks more like. But again, with rotation, there's not much of that individual up-down movement. Rather, it's this rotational aspect. I'll demonstrate again. And in the left hand, now I'm doing A minor here, but you could do something else. It doesn't matter. Let me do C up here. So that's what it looks like. Okay, so it looks quite different from the individual finger movement. So the first step is we really have to practice rotation away from the keyboard, and it's quite natural actually away from the keyboard. So that's a good place to start. So you want to just rotate the hands. Let me change the view here. There we go. So rotation is often called forearm rotation because it's the forearm that rotates. So this doesn't really have to move for forearm rotation. You see, this is staying steady, but you see that there's two bones here that can kind of go up like this. So this is forearm rotation. So it really happens right there. Now, sometimes, of course, when we do play the piano, forearm rotation is often combined with movement of the upper arm as well. Okay, movement of the upper arm as well. So that also can be the case. But rotation is primarily from the forearm. And what's important when you do this is you can keep your hands in that rounded shape again, okay? So not flat, but kind of a little bit rounded, like that. And watch out that you feel like the wrist is attached solid with the arm, so it's not moving by itself. You see this twisting motion, left, right kind of thing? We want to avoid that. So the rotation starts from here, from the arm. It's like these muscles move, or you feel these muscles move to twist the bones around. And because the hand is attached through the wrist to the arm, it also moves. So it's not that I'm trying to move my wrist around. I'm trying to keep it very still and straight with the arm. So as the arm moves, the hand moves also. And of course the hand moves, and so the fingers also move. So it's important that it starts from here, not from here. We're not trying to twist from here. You see, we're not trying to. This is not kind of the leader. Okay. As you do this, watch out that you don't start to twist left and right. Okay. Kind of move around. Even up and down, we want to avoid that. Just keep it kind of straight. There we go. So you want to keep this kind of straight as well, and not be going like up and down like this. Just get everything kind of. The hand is attached to the arm, and as the arm moves, it moves. I often like to refer to this as the kind of the dancing. You see, it's kind of a Punjabi dance or something like that, where they raise their hands up in the air. Okay. The other thing is, some people refer to this as if you were to imagine you were opening a jar of something like a jam, and you're kind of using your whole arm to open. Okay, not just from the wrist, but kind of your whole arm is moving and twisting around like that. Okay, so this rotational thing is something you can practice away from the keyboard. And remember, it starts from the forearm, and as it moves, so do the hands. There we go. There's no twisting left, right, no up, down, just moving back and forth. And if when we apply this to the piano, the same motion, we can do that, right? We can see that when we do this, the fingers go up and down. For example, you can see the thumb. It's up as I rotate outward, and as I rotate inward, the thumb falls back down. So there's my, so I'm falling down. Again, as I do this, my hands are rounded, they're not flat, they're not like this, flat, they're rounded, and I'm trying to make sure I'm quite relaxed overall. And even falling down onto my thumb, I have a sense of my arm is falling, that I have a sense of I'm sort of letting go my muscles a little bit in my arm to have that falling down. You shouldn't feel stiff, like you should feel like I'm just sort of falling down onto the keyboard there. So rotating into the thumb, where you're rotated outwards and then you fall inwards, that's something maybe to try first, or it doesn't really matter. You could start the other end too. For example, you could say, okay, I'm going to go into the pinky, Okay, it says the pinky is a weaker finger, so whereas the thumb tends to be stronger, so it might be easier to have the sense of falling into the keyboard. Again, this is what it looks like. It just falls. It's like shaking hands, hello, and falling to the left. And when you do this, make sure everything stays straight. You don't go twisting this way. You don't pop the elbows out. You know, for example, my elbow is popping out. There we go. Popping out elbow. No, just everything stays kind of straight. Forearm rotation. It's just right there. Oops. It's not, you know, not like that, but straight. Just the forearm like that. Okay, so that's forearm rotation. Then, when you get a sense of that into the thumb, we can alternate with the other fingers as well. We can alternate with the other fingers. Let's do a C major. So we can start by rotating a bit outwards and then falling down into our thumb. Okay, now here what we can do is we can go a little bit more. So imagine you're going in and out. So not only do you fall into the thumb, but you keep moving forwards. So what happens is your hand comes up because your arm will be coming up. So if you think of this motion, twisting a bit more inwards. So before we were just falling down where we were kind of straight. Now we're going to go further. See? We're going to further. It's like you're going to show the back of the palm to the side. So you should feel a twist in your whole arm, especially going up into your whole upper arm area as well. You should feel the twist. Here, oops. Here we go. Okay, there we go. So you're gonna, hello, how are you? Handshake, and rotate inwards, and your whole upper arm also will move a bit more, almost like you're throwing a punch. You're throwing a punch, but it's sort of twisting as you twist as you throw the punch. So there's a forward element to this as well. Your whole arm is moving a bit more, you know. Your whole arm is moving forwards as well. You see, forwards. There's a forward. There's a bit of a forward. See, forward. So it's like a punch, but with a twist. A twist. See, so you can literally do that. Throw some punches with a twist. This is rotation, and it's rotation inwards this way into the thumb. Again, when you do this, try to keep the wrist straight so you avoid this bend. You see, there we go, straight and then bending, and also avoid excessive elbow coming outwards. Okay, so as you move, as you straighten your arm forward to throw the punch, everything moves, but you should not have excessive elbow movement to the side. For example, there we go. That's excessive elbow. Instead, that's more straight now. Okay. Now, of course, we have to transition from punching forward to punching less forward. We have to be a bit more contained. But this idea, you see, there's still a slight punching forward motion. We do move. It seems like we move a little inwards almost. You see, like that. So this is forearm rotation. If you think of throwing a punch with a twist, that kind of gives you the idea for this kind of movement, where you not only fall onto the thumb, but you go beyond. You're rotating kind of as far as you can, which will expose your palm to the sides. What is the purpose of this? It's very simple. Now that these fingers are up, they can fall back down. So rotation and going up and down are very much intertwined. So I'm going to go up. This is up. Now I can fall back down. I punch into the thumb. I'm up. I can fall down now. Punch into it. Fall down. Punch into it. Punch. Punch. falling down, punch. So again, this goes up. You're going up. You're it's that punching motion. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's that punching motion with a twist. That's the feeling that you want to cultivate. Except then you have to kind of adjust it to the keyboard, so you don't get too, you know, you're not actually punching the piano, right? But it's that feeling. Okay, so everything goes up. Notice the arm. It's like hoi, punching. So it goes up. So again, watch out for excessive twisting at the elbow or at the wrist. You want to try to keep things straight. You want to try to keep things straight. Again, there's not finger movement. The fingers are just maintaining that rounded shape, and instead the arm is pushing the thumb in. We're up, now we can fall. We roll and punch forward. We go up, then we come back down. Up, down, up, down, up. Again, you see the fingers are not active. They're just trying to maintain their rounded shape. In the left hand, what will it look like? So very rounded shape. Fingers are not very active, but the fingertips, you want to try to maintain the firmness of the tips so they're not bending, but they stay firm. And we're focusing on the rotation. So punching with a twist, that's the kind of feeling, the rough feeling you want to develop. And when you punch forward with the twist, then the arms sort of come up, the hand comes up, and 2, 3, 4, 5 are elevated, which means they can fall back down. Again, this punching motion, if you really think about punching, right, boxing, it starts all the way from your shoulders and your body. Okay? So when you do this, it doesn't start from the finger, the hand, the wrist, or even the forearm. It starts all the way from your shoulder and the muscles connected to your chest. So if you literally box, you'll understand. It starts from the shoulder, the muscles attached to the chest, the back, and that's where the engine is. The muscles will start moving from here. They will start doing their thing, and then the arm extends as a result of that, and the twisting motion as well is coming again from the arm. So it originates from the body and not from here itself. So again, keep that in mind. From the arm, punch forward, punch with a twist. It's that feeling. You see the arms come up. Rotation.